Greetings, you gorgeous Gungans. This is John in the Edit Bay. We got a short Echo Base Nights sort of thing for you today, or this morning, whenever you're watching it. Ian and I recently went and did the whole midnight shopping thing for Triple Force Friday. While we were sitting in the car waiting for Walmart to open, we thought, hey, we should have brought microphones and recorded an episode about what we're looking forward to, what we find, or what we don't find. And so that's what this is. So please forgive the kind of subpar quality audio that you've come to expect from us. This was recorded on my phone, mounted to my dashboard. But with that out of the way, please enjoy the next, just under 30 minutes. What up, Hotheads? It's the Hothy boys. Coldy boys.
We're the coldest of boys. So, John, why are we at a sketchy Walmart parking lot at 10:30 at night?
Well, Ian, tonight is October 3rd, known globally as the day before Triple Force Friday, the day in which Disney releases a whole bunch of Star Wars products for upcoming events or movie media and other type things.
So you started off really strong there?
Yeah, I lost myself.
It needed like, I was going to suggest like we get an epic orchestral, like, inspiring track underneath that speech, and then it just kind of all went downhill.
I started to hyper focus on the cadence.
Yeah.
And then I started losing the rhythm.
Right.
Because I was focused on it. And these people are still sitting behind me like I'm going to pull forward.
They can
wait.
Yeah.
We're going to be here for a couple hours.
We're going to be here for...
But you won't be.
No.
So...
I mean, maybe. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's true. So what we plan on doing right now is talk about what we're looking forward to trying to find on Force Friday. Because we are in a Walmart. Walmart's down here are open 24 hours. And so we're hoping to go in there at midnight and see the new product.
And snag some of it.
Yeah.
Because John can't go with me tomorrow morning because he's got like a normal job or whatever now.
Dumb people normal job.
So what are you looking to get, John?
The only thing I'm interested in getting here, most likely, is the Black Series X-Wing helmet, which has a whole bunch of features that I honestly do not care about.
No, it's just a good-looking helmet.
I just know that, talking with the one of the guys at the Anovos booth at Comic-Con, that Hasbro used the same mold that Anovos use. So it's very similar to theirs, just $300 less.
Right.
And has sound effects and lights that I honestly don't care about because I'm going to be repainting it to be more in a Star Tours theme.
Woo!
Because
sticking on my big dumb head.
I have issues with Star Tours that need to be resolved by costuming. Yeah, side note, I have never ridden on Adventure Continues that I can remember. That's how long it's been since I've been in the park.
See, the thing that worries me about that is that we're going to go and, like, that's the only ride we're going to go on. We're going to do Batuu and Galaxy's Edge stuff, and then we're just going to spend the rest of the day on Star Tours so you can see all the variants.
I've seen all the variants on YouTube. I know what's going on. It's just, I'm not a fan of 3D glasses.
Okay, good.
And my favorite part of it was Rex, and he's over in the cantina, so I'm going to be hanging out at Oga's. Hanging out with the DJ. So besides the helmet, I want to try to get the second sister from the upcoming Fallen Order game, and also the Purge Trooper, which I won't be able to get here. It's a GameStop exclusive, allegedly.
Round out your Imperial collection.
The 6-inch figures are the only ones I really collect. And I try to limit my collection to Empire affiliated.
Right.
Because there's a lot of new figures from the new movies, but I just don't have the room to collect them.
I also don't have the room, and yet I collect them anyway.
Also, what are you going to be collecting tonight?
Well, so it's kind of interesting, because, like, there's certain figures coming out that, like, I've started to have to target my collection a little bit more, like, be a little bit more selective, because before I was just buying whatever figures I didn't have, and now I've got like 4 Kylo Rens sitting around in various states of Kylo Ren-ness. So there's a new Kylo Ren coming out tonight, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, with the cracked mask, but because I have 4 other Kylo Rens, like, he's not very high on my priority list.
Right.
I really like the look of the Sith Trooper, especially in the carbonized edition you can get, which basically just means they put a metallic sheen on the figures. They did it on the Second Sister and the Mandalorian and
Snowy.
the Snow Trooper.
Or is it
First Order Snow Trooper, I think. Or no.
Jetpack?
Jetpack Trooper, yeah. And the First Order Trooper. So I really like the metallic look of the First Order, the Sith Trooper.
Yeah.
So I'd like to get that. The Mandalorian looks great. There are a couple like side characters coming out, and I'm not really gonna pick them up because I don't know who they are yet, you know? And I like to prioritize like characters that I really like above ones that I'm just getting to fill out the collection. So there's a couple characters from Rise of Skywalker that I'm just like, I don't know who you are, so I'm not really
Right.
I don't want to get you yet. But like the Mandalorian just looks cool, so I'd like to get the Mandalorian. I'm a Jedi fanboy, so I need to get the protagonist from the Fallen Order game. I really like the look of the Second Sister. And then it's no secret, I like Rey as a character. And she has the droid that comes with it. So I don't mind getting her variants. Like, certain characters I don't mind getting a lot of variants, especially if they're super distinct. And that's the other thing, too, that I'm keeping in mind for tonight, is I've got figures that are out from other waves that I also want to get, too, that kind of take priority over some of the new ones coming out, because I don't know the characters yet. Yeah, those ones that I mentioned, the Mandalorian and the 2 First Order Troopers. I'd like to get the Purge Trooper, too, because it just looks cool.
The only thing I'm nervous about is that all the Walmarts in San Diego have stopped stocking Star Wars stuff, and not in the sense of there's stuff hanging on the pegs and they've never restocked it.
So
For the last 4 or 5 months, there has been no shelf space with Star Wars UPCs on it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of nervous that there's not
a wild goose chase.
Yeah, there's the only Lego stuff, or the only Star Wars stuff we see is Lego out here. So we did go stop by a Target earlier, and they had their end caps out, but there's no Targets out here doing a midnight release, so we won't see them until the morning.
So if this goes, bad, and we don't find anything first thing tomorrow morning, I'm gonna hit up a Target and see if I can't snag some stuff. There's one right by my house, so it shouldn't be a big problem. Well, we got most of our things, so we'll report back. Yeah. We'll hear back from us in a couple seconds, see if we actually found anything.
Alrighty, it's a little early, but we went into our first Walmart. What struck you the most about the amount of Force Friday items?
Well, the amount of Force Friday items was 0, and that was actually pretty noticeable. I think that's what struck me the most.
Now with this Walmart, what did you feel about the availability of non-Force Friday Star Wars merchandise?
Also a 0.
It was 0, okay.
Like, legitimately nothing.
Well, we did go in 20 minutes early. Maybe they were getting ready to wheel out the pallet and set up the aisle display.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there was enough room for an aisle display of Star Wars stuff?
Now, I'm gonna be an optimist and say maybe, but it really looked like they'd have to work for it.
Yes.
And even if that were the case, this particular Walmart closes at midnight.
Yeah,
so
we didn't. We should have checked that.
It wouldn't have mattered. So good start.
All right, off to Walmart number 2.
Let's give this a shot.
BR and the other B.com/henceforth.
BB.
What's up, Hotheads? It's your boys.
Yo.
Second Walmart stop of the night. We got there just as the pallet was being wheeled out, and a very nice employee reminding us that if we go to the register before midnight, they're going to get fined, and then she's going to come find us.
Yeah, that was cool. I enjoyed that.
So, Ian, what did you get?
Yo! So they wheeled out the pallet. It was a small pallet. The Black Series figures were 2 deep. And then the first edition, like, area was just the First Order Snowtroopers. And then there were some guys there who took, like, all of them, except for one. But that's okay, because I was going to leave the first edition boxes anyway, because I take stuff out of the box. So I'm not the person who should be having those special edition boxes because they're just going to end up in the trash. But they had a pretty, they had a small selection of the other stuff, and I picked up Cal from the Fallen Order game, and I also grabbed the Mandalorian, which of the carbonized things was like the one that I least cared about being carbonized.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up the vanilla Mando. So I got 2. So even if the rest of the night is a bust, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, I was really surprised at the amount of product on the pallet, because it was a 4-sided pallet that was like a display.
Mm-hmm.
That on one side had the Black Series figures, the regular Black Series figures, and they were, like Ian said, they were only 2 deep, and it looked like they only had 2 of each of the new wave on there. And then on the other side, or on the side directly adjacent to it, it was just the carbonized Jet Trooper.
Mm-hmm.
And on the side adjacent to that, the 3 1/4,
Yep.
3 3/4 models that I don't really look at. And then on the other side of that, the last side, was a bunch of like lightsabers.
Yeah.
Like really not like the normal toy flick out lightsabers. They were like short. I was surprised that like that was all that they were offering, but at the same time, that's more Star Wars product than this particular Walmart has been offering in 4 months.
Yeah, it seems to me like Target is the best bet.
Yeah.
Like they've have some sort of exclusivity deal or...
Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm probably only going to find that helmet at a GameStop or at a Target.
Yeah.
So I'll have to
I'll
try
keep an
tomorrow.
eye out for it.
Yeah,
I'll keep an eye out for it, and if I find one, I'll like try to hide it.
Yeah. Oh, I picked up the second sister.
Yeah.
That was the other thing.
Yeah.
But that was really the only Black Series figure I was looking to get.
Off the main line.
Yeah, out of a Walmart.
And I was looking at the there was the, like you said, there were like 2 of each of the normal ones on the shelf.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the Seventh Sister, and I was like half tempted to reach for it, and another guy grabbed it, and I was just like, I'm holding 2 figures in my hand. It's a small selection. I kind of want the carbonized version of that anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, I got my 2 figures. I'm happy with that for this excursion.
Yep.
So, I think I'm going to check one more Walmart tonight
Yeah, me
before
too.
I go home. Yeah, so we'll both hit up one more.
Yeah.
And we'll report back in a bit.
Yeah.
Later, Hothheads! Oh, I'm tired.
That was embarrassing.
I know.
Hey everyone, John in the Edit Bay here. So, needless to say, we didn't actually record anything after we visited the third Walmart. It was late, we were tired, and had been driving all over San Diego going to several Walmarts. The last place we went to didn't have anything, like they didn't even have the pallet out. I don't believe they have anything out there, and it is now Saturday. Friday morning, Ian was able to grab a couple more figures at the local Disney store, and I was able to grab a Rey for him and Clone Commander Fox at GameStop this morning instead of editing this podcast, which I am doing now, clearly. We'll end this short and sweet episode today with a little bit of audio that we had recorded while waiting for Walmart to open, while we were just sitting in that parking lot for a couple hours, about kind of like what we'd want to see in this line. The audio is still my phone quality, so apologize for that. We should have thought ahead and brought microphones, but we didn't. That will do it for me. If you have any questions or something, comments, whatever, feel free to send us an email at hothpod@gmail.com. I almost forgot what the email was. We're also on that Twitter at Hothpod. That's still weird to say. And you can check out our website, hottopicspodcast.com, where Ian sometimes posts very strong opinionated articles about Star Wars. I sometimes post very rambly articles about costume and prop design. Should be something about blasters up there right now. And if I don't get to it today, early next week, a full-length episode of Hot Topics will be released, which we interviewed a producer that Ian had worked with on a couple short films, a man named Tony DeBenedetto. That is a tongue twister. So watch out for that, and yeah, that's it.
So let's turn this on its head then. Like, is there like a product or like a collectible or like a thing where, like, even though it's not on your list tonight, and it doesn't even have to be something that was released, like, but if there was something that you just saw on the shelf that you'd have to be like, I have to have that.
If the Disney parks ever release the Star Speeder to actual, like, regular retail, that's the only Star Wars toy that I would purchase without thinking.
Gotcha. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Those things on the secondary market are obnoxiously expensive.
Are they still available in the park?
No idea. I haven't been to the park since Rex was the captain of the Star Speeder 3000.
So you mentioned. Well, yeah, we definitely need to plan a day to go out, to go up to, because, like, the parks too have exclusive figures.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hondo Inaka.
I'll never buy that pack, because I do not need a 3PO and an R2.
Yeah, I'm probably going to end up getting it at some point.
Same thing with the... oh, no, he comes with...
Chewie, doesn't he?
He comes with Chewie and Rey,
yeah.
I believe. I want to get the DJ Rex one, but he comes with 3PO and R2, and I think another droid. I don't remember.
Hopefully...
But I don't want them.
Hopefully they kind of take a cue from what they've done in the past and kind of, like, split up some of those collections into singular, buys.
Yeah.
Because it's, I don't want to buy, like, a whole set if I only need one figure. The First Order set that they have, though, is really, really cool. Katie, my girlfriend, got me that for my birthday, and it's an awesome set that had a whole bunch of cool new, like, First Order type dudes in it, including Captain Pyre from Resistance, our shiny gold friend. So that was a cool model. But yeah, like, I see, my problem is, like, if something, like, looks cool enough, I'll usually, just be like, oh, I want to pick that up. So, but it's down to space right now more than anything. So I'm, like, being ultra selective. But it's still fun to, like, come out and hunt for the figures,
Yep.
I was having a conversation with a GameStop employee, and one of the things he said was, I made a vow to not kind of collect online and do, like, online shopping, because that's a rabbit hole that, takes you into a you can spiral out of control real quick. And I was like, oh yeah, no, that's a really good point. And I kind of did that too without having to think about it. But so, are there any products non-Star Wars, like non this release related, that you are looking forward to in the future? Like, anything cool that you'd want them to make into a figure or a toy to add to your collection?
Just Star Speeders.
Just Star Speeders.
It's always the pinnacle.
John's been
more Star Tours stuff all the time. Unless it's like 3PO and R2. I don't need a Star Tours 3PO and R2. But, like, even the
3PO and R2.
They can make a bundle of Captain Rex and the flight attendant. Flight attendant droid. I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
And I've never even been on the ride with the flying flight attendant.
You can make.
Oh no, they should have the one with the lady that introduced you to your flight
On the original.
on the original.
Yeah, you could do a 3-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you could have obscure. This would be a thing that only collectors would get. Collectors and you.
I think it's just me.
Get figures for the passengers, like the random passengers in the.
Yeah, because that would mean they'd have to
video.
acknowledge the Ewok Adventures. Because Teak is definitely one of the passengers on the Indoor
awesome.
Express.
Well, is it Teak or is it Teak's species?
I'm pretty sure it's Teak. Because
That's cool.
Because I'm pretty sure they only made one.
The more I think about the Ewok Adventures, especially Battle for Endor, the more I'm like, you know what? This is good. This is okay Star Wars content. Let's include this in the wider canon. I definitely think it's because of
Wilford Brimley.
Yeah. Definitely Wilford Brimley. But no, it's just, it's one of those things that got a weird stigma. But once you actually sit down and watch it, it's not that bad.
It's Lord of the Rings
pretty
with Ewoks.
entertaining.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. And then listening to when we went up to see the Steel Wars show with the guy who played
Eric Walker.
Yeah, Eric Walker, the guy who played young Mace in the first Ewok Caravan of Courage movie. Hearing him talk about his experience and I find I'm cooling on some of my extreme Star Wars opinions. I'm even cooling on Gungans.
Gungans.
Gungans are are something that I used to absolutely be not about, but then just the more I think about them in general and how I've kind of come around on the whole Jar Jar Binks thing, the more I'm like, you know what? This is actually kind of a cool thing. And you were the instrumental reason for me liking Ewoks again.
Ewoks #1.
Yeah. Speaking of, did they ever make Black Series Ewoks? We need a Black Series Ewok. Get on that. Make an Ewok pack.
2-pack.
You can make it a 4-pack.
The Jawas.
Get Logray and Chief Chipra and
Come on. You got this.
I keep wanting to say Warwick Davis.
He's not. That's not the name of the Ewok.
Yeah, Wicket. But I kept wanting to say Warwick Davis.
You could have said Warwick. It's technically its middle name.
Yeah.
Or it's the last name. You could have said Pablo.
Pablo, that's the other one I was going to say.
Or Namba. Or...
Which one's Namba?
He died.
Oh.
You gotta remember him.
Remember Namba.
You could have said Princess Nisa.
No, I couldn't have. The only reason I'm aware of Princess Nisa is...
Because I shout Princess Nisa at you.
Well, actually, funny enough, when she appeared in Force and Destiny, I was like, what am I watching? And then you had to explain who Princess Nisa was. Those were cute. I think those got way more of a bad rap than they should have. I mean, they weren't focused for our audience, which is probably why, but those were kind of adorable. This is turning into a real rambly sort of thing. Because, again,
I'm already marking all the parts I'm going to delete.
Oh, don't delete them.
This is supposed to be a very, very short thing.
Yeah, but it's not content.
But it's horrible sounding quality content.
You're horrible sounding quality content.
That's why it was going to be short.
Fine.